And now, live in studio, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
Yes, here we are again another day, committed to picking a fight with the mainstream media and providing you the timely truth centered around your real estate, credit, finance, estate planning, tax planning, and so much more. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show. Our number one goals are to educate, entertain, enlighten, but we want to engage you in an effort to help you win in any marketplace. We want you reaching out to our hotline, 813-670-7372.
You used to call me on my cell phone.
813-670-7372. Don't forget our number. Bookmark our website, consumerqb.com. You'll see links to all of our expert contributors, the finest folks in all of Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region that we've assembled, we vetted, and we bring on air to help you understand more about your finance, your business, your health, your nutrition, a lot of different areas that we're going to help you. Consumerqb.com. You can see testimonials, episodes. You can watch our live stream version of the television show version with WeBeam TV, and you can see all of our show contacts there as well, contributors rather. And there's also some form that you could submit an email that comes directly through to us. So any questions that are evoked today through our content that we're going to have, we'd love to hear from you and engage you to help you live a better life. Intelligent Talk Radio, I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today. Ruth Watkins, local mortgage expert. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am.
Sorry.
No,
so used
ma'am.
to, yeah. Duh. Jay Smith is a sir, though. He's a Snoop Dogg. He's our home inspector, a Snoop inspection.
So what are you going to call me? Is it Mr. or Mrs.? I mean,
No, wait,
ma'am,
I'm
I got to
the
switch
woman.
it.
I'm the woman.
I switched it today. Oh,
Yes,
my
I
goodness.
am
You can
the
tell
woman.
I'm getting over my cold. My head feels like I've got all these medicines in them the last 7 days, 8 days getting over this cold. But so apologize. My
No problem.
apologies.
I am a woman.
And that's easily to tell there. So we're going to have some fun. And we also have Ben Schachter calling in. He's with Total Brokerage. It's a very cool real estate platform that he has. I'm going to let him explain a little bit more about that when he calls in. But Ben Schachter from Total Brokerage calling in. And we have our feel-good story of the week as well. Interesting story here at our feel-good story of the week. Former slave escapes to the U.S., competed in the Olympics twice, and then he joins the Air Force to give back. And we also have our inspirational songs. We have the top 5. These are from planetofsuccesses.com's most inspirational songs of all time. So we have 5 of those songs coming up as well. So we'll have you guys see what you can come up with there.
No, that doesn't sound good.
No.
Maybe I'll have a chance.
And we want to give a shout out to our cleaning partner. Mary Maids is our official cleaning partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Let Mary Maids take care of your winter cleaning. We know clean. Leave the details to us. They're bonded and insured. Reliable service. The same team cleans whenever possible. Mary Maids, relax. It's done. They are the recipients of the Women's Choice Award. America's most recommended cleaning services is Mary Maids, and that's partner of our show. We'd love for you to reach out for them. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and you're going to get extra additional incentives and discounts just by mentioning the Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, so we are having our coming into the end of our top 10 rags to riches success stories of all time that we've been talking about over the last few weeks here. So number 9, coming in at number 9 on the list is my man Damon John, the Shark Tank. So a boy growing up in Queens, one would not have pegged John as a potential entrepreneur who would go on to become the CEO of the hip-hop clothing brand FUBU. But that he did with an entrepreneurial instinct that he honed in from his school days, selling popular wool hats at half their market price. He mortgaged their house for future business expansion. It paid off well, and now he's one of the most influential motivational speakers in America. So Damon John is coming in at number 9 on our list of the most successful. So great list there, and an interesting stories we've talked about with that list over the last couple of weeks. So Intelligent Talk Radio. I've got some intelligent folks here in studio with me today, and we're going to talk about some real estate, some finance, different things happening. Before we do, I want to let you know about a hot listing from Platinum MVP Realty. This one is in the Old Northeast section of St. Petersburg. A great buying opportunity, 215 12th Avenue Northeast in St. Pete. This is a pre-construction home, SIPS panel construction, $1.4 million, over 3,750 square feet. Check out the pictures by Fabre Frameworks online at our website, platinummvprealty.com. Beautiful property in Carrollwood here in Tampa as well, 15648 North Himes Avenue. 5 bedrooms, 4 bath, over 4,300 square feet, $480,000, just reduced down to $480,000. Great buying opportunity here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Great properties available. All right. So let's jump right into it. Ruth Watkins back in studio. So Ruth, we have a lot of talks here about financing and what people can afford. And you look at the affordability, you look at the ability for not only people to buy and live in a property, but the investment opportunities that are available. Yesterday we talked with Scott Maurer from Advanta IRA. We were talking about the ability to invest through a self-directed IRA and avoid a lot of the taxes, legally avoid the taxes, that is. And I think it all starts, one of the key components is it starts with credit. Yeah. And there's a lot of misnomers about credit, aren't there? Well,
the thing is, it's a broad spectrum of things that we look on a credit report. And now that scores are involved, I'm going to turn this down just a hair. Okay, now that scores are involved, which came into play in the 90s, you have your A paper, you have your Alt-A paper, and, scores can vary from lender to lender. Some are more conservative at a 640. Then you can go down to the 580, and then below the 580, you get down to 500. And there's different parameters and qualifying criteria for each of those. You can also do someone with no score that absolutely has no credit, and that's a little bit different. So I wanted to explain how you can, perceive your option as being a home buyer by, you can go to creditkarma.com, for example, and you can look and see for free what's there on 2 bureaus. So you can see if you have collections, you can see if you have nothing.
But they won't give you a score, though, right? Or
yeah, they do.
They do give you a score.
They do give you a score, but it won't be the exact same score that we're going to pull from a mortgage credit side. It'll be, it'll vary a little bit, but it'll give you on target. So I want to talk to minimum credit folks or people who don't have credit. We call that alternate credit. So let's just say you had one trade line a while back, a couple years ago, and you don't have any credit, but you have a qualifying score. That's key. When you have a qualifying score, then we can build credit, okay? And one of those ways is by verifying rent. So if you've paid your rent to your landlord, do yourself a favor and don't pay cash.
Right.
Write a check. That is the documentation that we're going to use or need to validate that it came from you to them, and that's going to be a trade line for you. The electric, have it in your name. The water bill, insurance, things like that can be validated for at least a 12-month payment history can make up an alternate credit for you and get you actually into qualifying, because if you meet the income parameters, you've got the money to put into it. Don't let your lack of credit hold you back.
Yeah, the lack of credit, because there's alternative ways that you can get credit, which we just described there. And there's also a lot of misnomers about how you can add credit and how many trade lines you actually need. Does it vary from lender to lender how many trade lines you need?
Well, it could, because it could be left to discretion of each lender. But, HUD says and, conventional says they all have their guidelines to go by, but each lender could add to that, and that's called an overlay. So in our case, we're looking for 3 trade lines. That's pretty typical and standard. So if you've got rent, you've got your electric, and you've got your, cell phone bill or something like that, then that's gonna hit that criteria.
Yeah. All right. So let's switch gears. Let's talk a little bit about, we talk about credit. Credit's important. We also have William Crowley, the credit magician, who's an expert at helping you improve your credit. If you're a listener out there, by the way, if you just joined us, I'm your host, Brandon Rhymes. We're talking with Ruth Watkins. She's a local real estate expert, mortgage expert here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, teamgoloans.com. And I want you to pull out your crystal ball. Talk to us a little bit about what's going to happen with mortgage rates. What do you see happening in the next 12 months?
They're definitely going to go up. But, what goes up usually comes back down, so it kind of volleys back and forth. Unless that there's some serious stuff going on in the stock market that causes an abrupt change. But we think, we're going to stay probably toward the end of the year in that 5% zone. So say before the crash, we were in the 6% zone. So we're still historically low. I don't see us going up to those sixes this year, based on all the commentary that I watch and see, and predictively so. It's kind of done exactly, what everybody's laid out for to. We knew that it was going to increase from the threes, and we knew, and we watched it go. And some files will be at 5% because it is tied directly to your credit score.
Right.
And then you're going to have the parameters of an 800 score and a bigger down payment, and they're going to be in the lower fours.
Right.
So you're going to volley between that percentage rate based on your particular circumstance.
Yeah, here's a stat from Chief Economist Lawrence Yun predicted 5% median home price growth in 2018, slightly lower than NAR's prediction of 5% growth. So we'll talk about that, some of the impacts as well later in the show, and also more from our expert contributors. Got Jay Smith, the Snoop Dogg, in the house. He's our longtime friend of the program, home inspector here in the Quarterback Show as well. And also we're expecting a call in from Ben Schachter from Total Brokerage. So stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show, helping you win in any marketplace. And our feel-good story of the week is a former slave escaped to the U.S., competed in the Olympics twice. He joins the Air Force to give back. Stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Jarek Robbins. You are listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show with Brandon Rhymes. Please do what it takes to learn all that you have to live the life you want to live it fully, and find a way to give it by paying it forward to others.
Get in touch with Brandon online at ConsumerQB.com. listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. Owner of Platinum MVP Realty. I'm also a published author and professional speaker. Check out our book on Amazon, Become the MVP in Your Industry by Surfing the Radio Waves. We'd love for you to check it out, buy a copy, and learn more about what we're doing. We got some new cool stuff coming out as well to be announced with the Celebrity Academy that we're launching as well with Ken Shamrock and really cool stuff happening. So we want to give a shout out. This segment is brought to you by Brio Tuscan Grill, International Plaza. Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Mall. You will discover an Italian menu, signature drinks, and a cozy atmosphere, and the best, most friendly waitstaff, bringing you the pleasures of a Tuscan's Country Villa to Tampa. Now, we also have a special offer to our listeners out there. So now our partners at Brio Tuscan Grill at the International Mall have something new to offer fans of the Consumer Quarterback Show. If you mention the Consumer Quarterback Show during your visit, you're going to get one of Brio's signature appetizers for free, and they've got some great appetizers here: spicy shrimp and eggplant, beef carpaccio. They got great bruschetta, fried calamari, all kinds of good stuff over there at Brio Tuscan Grill. Let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you, and they're always going to hook you up with that free water with lemon every time. And so we have a couple of hot properties here. PlatinumMVPRealty.com, 1024 Mandalay. We just reduced this property on Clearwater Beach. It's $739,000, 1024 Mandalay Avenue. 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, over 1,800 square feet. And it's a beautiful property on the north side of the beach. 6508 Bimini Court in Apollo Beach as well is another waterfront beauty that we have. Compliments of Platinum MVP Realty. $690,000 listing, over 5,600 square feet in Apollo Beach. Beautiful properties here from Platinum MVP Realty here in Tampa Bay. Coming up, we have our Name That Tune, and we also have our Feel Good Story of the Week. But I think we've got Mr. Schachter on the line. Ben Schachter, Total Brokerage. Welcome to the show.
How are you? Hello, Brandon. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Good. Thanks so much for having me. Love being on the show with you.
Yes, my pleasure. Yes, sir. So we do have, a lot of real estate agents that listen to our show, real estate investors, and you definitely have a unique product that we'd love to highlight for them.
I appreciate that. I am one of the founders and developers of Total Brokerage. We are a complete single-source online platform for real estate agents. Our tagline is pretty simple: contact through closing, the only complete cloud-based customizable platform exclusively for real estate brokerages. Total Brokerage was developed by realtors like myself for realtors like you, Brandon. We are a CRM integrated with a lead management and distribution system, integrated with transaction management for all of your forms library, integrated with e-signing for all of your documents, integrated with an accounting platform to keep track of all of your expenses, and integrated with document storage, which would of course include videos and photos of properties as well. We are mobile friendly, so our agents are able to use any type of an iPhone or Android laptop or tablet device to access their Total Brokerage online platform, and they can run their entire business from their very first point of contact with the customer all the way through generating a HUD statement and closing on a transaction. So we're very excited to launch statewide and have our product already in more than 50,000 realtors' hands here in the state of Florida.
Wow, that's awesome, Ben. That's very successful. And outside of that, you're a successful broker yourself. You have a large company on the East Coast as well with how many associates you up to now?
I am the broker and owner of the Signature Real Estate Companies, headquartered in Boca Raton, Southeast Florida. We have 17 offices from Orlando all the way down to the Miami area, with over 800 agents in our brokerage. And interestingly enough, Total Brokerage was developed so that I could provide a superior technology tool for my own sales team. However, when we started to use Total Brokerage and put it in the hands of our agents, and we started to see their businesses ramp up, their efficiencies ramp up, their expenses go down, everyone from my competing brokers in the surrounding area began asking me, hey, what are you using for your agents to attract top-tier talent and make their business more efficient and more productive? And I said, we've developed a product in-house. I demoed it for a few other competing brokers, and they said, we want it. And I said, I'm not going to give you a product right in my local market in Boca Raton to compete with me, but my good friend Brandon over on the West Coast Folks up in northern Florida, folks down in Miami, markets that we're not heavily tapped into, will gladly make our product available to those individuals. And now we've made Total Brokerage available to several thousand brokerages in Florida, and as I said, more than 50,000 agents are using it daily.
Very cool. Where can people find more info?
Online, www.totalbrokerage.com. Again, totalbrokerage.com. Or they can reach out to our office directly, 561-302-9117. And we are a tech company, so we're available 24/7.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, Ben, I think a lot of times with real estate, with the challenges that we have, and there's so many different platforms, people, can spend so much money over here. They have a different platform to do this. They're spending money for DocSign through a different type of system. The idea of Total Brokerage coming together, bringing all that into one point is really cool.
Well, what we're most excited about, on top of the obvious efficiencies and success of the product, is the pricing structure. We price out Total Brokerage equal to or less expensive what a simple CRM would cost. And in addition to a CRM, we manage all of your leads, we manage all of your accounting, we manage all of your documents, your e-signing, your forms library. So when people visit totalbrokerage.com and they scroll down to the bottom of the page, they can see our pricing tool. They can enter in exactly how many agents they have in their brokerage, from 1 to 1,000, and they can get a price right on our display page. We're incredibly transparent, and the price is incredible. We have a special promotion running for the listeners of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Anyone who signs up for a new Total Brokerage account during the first quarter of 2018, basically the next 5-6 weeks, we are offering them, buy 2 months, get the third month free of Total Brokerage. So you're really getting a huge discount off of our regular rack rates, and it's already a low-priced product. So we hope people visit totalbrokerage.com, sign up, and take advantage of our special Consumer Quarterback Show promotion. Buy 2 months, get the third month free.
Very cool. All right, Ben, thanks for calling in. We appreciate the updates. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. Take care, Brandon. Best
My pleasure. Take care. Bye. All right, that's Ben Schachter representing Total Brokerage. Really cool for any of the real estate peeps out there listening to the show. You got to check it out. It's a cool platform we're using with Platinum as well. So, all right, back here in studio, we're helping you win. Brandon Rhymes, Ruth Watkins in the house, Jay Smith also. Let's bring Jay into the conversation. So, Jay, we talk a lot about real estate here on the show, and before the show we were talking about some of the inventory challenges. What are you seeing out there?
From all my agents, that's what I'm hearing. Finding if you can get listings all day long, you're loving life like there's no tomorrow because it's gone immediately. If you have those buyers, the search is tough. I mean, you got to work hard at it.
Yeah, I've got commercial search I've been doing right now, looking for something in Drew Park, and he's just not able to find it. That's a little bit different from a commercial industrial standpoint, but primarily, the residential market is lack of inventory. We're still fighting that uphill battle with inventory.
Absolutely, and you got to make quick decisions. Things are selling in a few days, so if you go look at a house and you like it, you almost have to make a decision before you hit the sidewalk.
That's right. Yeah, you do. You have to, you have to be aggressive with your offer. A lot of times they'll put, short contingencies on it. What have you seen inspection wise?
Inspection wise, I mean, people are trying to do the fix ups before so they don't run into too many hiccups. But like we talk about all the time is if they're going to list their house and you have an older home, you ought to double check the insurances. Insurances are tougher today than they were even 5 years ago if you just bought it 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Now, what do you mean exactly when you say double check the insurances?
Well, the property for the new owner, they'll be required to do a 4-point report to be able to get insurance on it. And what might have been acceptable when you bought the house 5 years ago may not be acceptable now. Right. Number one, the roof is 5 years older. Does the roof still meet the current standards and will qualify them for insurance now? I mean, that could be a difference right there if you just want to talk about a major item.
Sure. Yeah, it could. And with real estate, a lot of times too, there's changing dynamics. There's changing. We've got an insurance agent in the room here today. We're talking about the FEMA and the 4 points. Stuff changing all the time. So it's important as a homeowner to know what you have, especially if you're listing a property for sale.
Well, they're wanting more and more information. Project I just did yesterday, it had aluminum wiring in it. Now, luckily, they have updated the outlets and the switches and all with what they call Lumicons, but it would have been nice to even have the documentation there for it.
Right.
If I mark it down and it has all that, the insurance company still might not take my word 100%.
Yeah.
That they would like to have the documentation from the electrician that actually did the work.
Yeah. Now, what about new construction too? Because we're in the process of a build. Been meaning to call you, have you come walk the property with me. It's a good idea to do that.
Absolutely. I mean, we can do anything from phase inspections, where we do several inspections along the build of the project, from the foundation all the way up to when they actually finish it. Some people, there's two main inspections. One of them's the pre-drywall, where you got a lot of your rough ends, your roof is on, and things like that we can go through the house and just double check. These builders are busy again. If you will go into these new neighborhoods, there's 40 houses going up at once, and that's a lot of work going on, and they don't always keep 100% track. So another set of eyes on the house, just as far as quality control, could actually be a good idea.
Independent quality control.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then the other part of it is, if you don't get the phase inspection, you still should consider getting the inspection almost right before your walkthrough. We double check it then, at least before you go forward with everything. And even after that, the last one would be, you've got your main building warranties for 1 year. And what we call the 11th month inspection. Go back out. If you didn't get it done when you bought the house, you moved in. Hey, you want to double check things before you basically release the builder of their liabilities at the end of that first year. Give us a call. We go out and do a full home inspection then.
Yeah, that's right. Jay Smith, longtime friend of the program, a Snoop inspection, known as the Snoop Dogg in the area as well. He's going to help you kind of find out what's going on underlying. A lot of times, especially on a listing side, I like to get them done, especially if it's a 7-8-year-old property, 10-year-old property. Great idea to do that. So stay with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. More from Ruth Watkins, Jay Smith here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We have our top 5 most inspirational songs of all time, and also our feel-good story of the week. A former slave escaped to the U.S., competed in the Olympics twice, and then he joins the Air Force to give back. So stay with us here. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. For more information, go to consumerqb.com.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hi, I'm Jerry from Hot Locks Hair Salon. We are conveniently located at 13414 US Highway 19 in Hudson. I've been a local hairstylist in our community for the last 34 years, 7 of which I was an educator. Our passion is the artistry of hair, and Hot Locks is here to help you achieve your perfect image. You can call us at 727-514-9978.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us. Brandon Rhymes, I'm your host. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty. Looking for a Spanish real estate agent or bilingual real estate agent, I should say. We got a lot of leads coming in, of course, in this area we live. So if you know of any agents out there that are bilingual, we'd love to talk to them as well. Platinum MVP Realty. Check us out, consumerqb.com as well. And reach out at our hotline, 813-670-7372. 670-7372. That's our consumer advocate hotline. You can call or text that line, and our promise is to get back to you before our head hits the pillow. And the whole goal of this show is to help you avoid a lot of the commission-based advice that's so prevalent in our community. We're being that consumer advocate for you every day right here, 5 o'clock drive time, 1380 The Biz, FM 1025 The Bone on the weekends, daily TV show as well on WeBeam TV. We got a 10 a.m. runtime and a 3 p.m. Runtime on WeBeam TV. So, the goal is for you to think about this show as the hub of your financial, your business, your health wheel. Each spoke extending out, representing another one of our preferred partners, our expert contributors that we bring on the show to help you win. We've got several attorneys on the show. If you need legal advice or some questions, we have attorney Sean Yesner that can help you with bankruptcy law, real estate law. We've got Joe Kearns, family divorce law. We've got Miss Arkovic talking about student loans and some of the bubbling debt, and that's the conversation we had yesterday too. Ruth Watkins here in studio, as well as Jay Smith. We had a conversation around this bubbling student loan debt that's going to rear its ugly head at some point. So, how's that going to affect the market? These are things that we want you to think about. Think a layer deeper and make you more street smart here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Want to let you know about a couple of hot listings I've got over in Pinellas County. 8737 Bardmore Place. This is unit number 103. 2-bedroom, 2-bath property, over 1,000 square feet. This one's listed at $195,000. And we've got some updated photography, real estate photography provided by our official real estate photographer is Fabre Frameworks. Sean and Manny Jeanette, they do a great job over there. And also another property owner is extremely motivated here at 7941 58th Avenue North, unit number 207. This is a property that is reduced down to 119 now, and it's a very lovely property. She is very motivated. Owner's motivated here. 7941 58th Avenue. A couple of hot property listings here in beautiful Tampa Bay. All right, coming up, we have our feel-good story of the week regarding this gentleman. He's escaped to the U.S., competed in 2 Olympics, and now he joins the Air Force to give back. So pretty cool, heroic act of this gentleman here. And let's go ahead and do you guys ready to name that tune? Have some fun with it.
Sure.
Name that tune.
Ladies and gentlemen,
all right.
That tune.
So these are today's list is from planetofsuccess.com's most inspirational songs of all time.
Okay.
All right, so think inspirational here. All right, here we go. Number 1.
It's Van Halen.
Yeah,
Van Halen.
It is Van Halen.
Van Halen. Right now.
Right now.
Right now. 1991. Yep. All right, number 2.
I see them blue.
Oh,
this guy's good. I like this
I
guy.
love this song too. My God, I would know his
Here it
name
goes.
forever. Wonderful world.
That's it.
Oh, I knew the song.
Louis.
I just couldn't. Louis, yeah.
Louis Armstrong, 1967. All right, number 8.
I kept everything inside, and even though I tried, it all fell apart. What it meant to be will eventually be a memory of a time I tried so hard.
Lincoln Park,
Oh,
2000. In the end. That one's kind of like the one from yesterday. Scott was like, how's that really inspirational? The one Nirvana song, Smells Like Teen Spirit. It's like,
Yeah.
how's that inspirational? Who knows? Inspiring differently, I guess, here. So,
Rocky.
yeah. 1976.
Yeah.
So who sang this song? Who's the artist?
Oh gosh.
Bill Conti.
I would have never got that.
And it's Gonna Fly Now. All right, number 10.
To take you out of this place, someone you can lend a hand.
Well, I know you too, but
Yeah, you too.
name of the song, Beautiful
There you
Day.
There it is. 2000, beautiful day. Yep. So inspirational songs on our Name That Tune today here, Consumer Quarterback Show. All right, we got Ruth Watkins in the house. She's got a lot of information around mortgage and finance, and so let's just have a candid conversation here about where things are going. What our listeners can do to live a better life. What do you think? Some of the steps there.
Well, first of all, I can't reiterate more than anything that you should really look at yourself and see what things that you can do to actually become a homeowner, to own a piece of real estate, to stop being a renter because you're paying someone else's mortgage.
That's right.
And you're not gaining any wealth for yourself.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter whether we have dips and, gains. Right now, we're definitely appreciating. Historically, we've always appreciated. But ultimately, it's a long-term investment for an individual.
That's right.
And there are ways that people can get into homes. Don't let it stop you because you don't know. Reach out, speak to an expert, and you might find that there are simple ways that you can get into a home. Because if you have, say, job stability and you're paying a large rent payment, but you don't have the savings, there's down payment assistance programs that are available.
Let's talk about that, because that's something that I think people overlook, and it's kind of brushed over by some real estate professionals. They don't want to deal with it. It's kind of a hassle.
What it is understanding also, in addition with the first mortgage, your expert needs to understand the criteria of that second mortgage. And when they do, it works smoothly together. So I'll give you an example. Every community or every county has different rules. So we're going to have SHIP programs. We have bond program. So specifically, I want to mention like Hernando, because I think it's a really sweet deal. There are income limits there. And like I have here, like for a family of 3, say, you can't make over $42,750. That's a decent income. You can buy a home up there. And they have $10,000 to give you in the SHIP program, which will pretty much cover your down payment and your closing costs. I literally took a CD, which is a closing disclosure, took a picture of it where it took my borrower, cash to close was $1.52.
Wow.
Now, when you can combine that and it's a 0 interest loan. Secondly, the best part is that there's also $10,000 additionally set aside for repairs. Now that could be as simple as a $100 GFI plug, or it could be a new roof replacement.
Yeah.
And it goes off of the home inspection. So here I have a property appraisal that is an as is, so there's no problems with the property, but here's these updates, and you can combine them and still get that $1.52 at closing. Those people got a brand new roof.
Nice.
So, a lot of agents that I've spoken to are completely unaware, or like you said, don't want to deal with that.
Right.
When I see a buyer and I'm looking at them, even if they have money in the bank, I don't care if they have 7, 8, 10,000. If they qualify for that, I'm like, hey, here's this program. Here's, how it could benefit you. And as long as they have all of the information, they can make the best choice for themselves. And I do believe that it's very important to discuss everything, not just make my job simpler, but to discuss all those options for the buyer so that they can make the right choice for them.
It's important. Especially when you have that free money. I recall a deal I did for a friend of mine. It was $10,000 from one source, and I think he got another $20,000 from another source. I mean, it was about $35,000 or $45,000 worth of free money that he did not have to pay back.
Yeah, and what you really need is the orchestrator. The orchestrator that is handling every aspect and each step of where your loan needs to go to make sure it all comes together at closing.
Yeah, that's important. We're talking with Ruth Watkins, Team Go Loans, GFSF Mortgage here in Tampa Bay, and a local mortgage lender. We talk about supporting the local economy, the local banks, the people here that are making a difference and contributing back to the local economy, not the big banks, in other words. But here's an interesting article as well. How is Florida's economy looking after 2018? There were some serious questions raised in September after whether the devastating impact of Hurricane Irma would damage Florida's otherwise strong economy. So interesting stat right on down the line here. It says, as a matter of fact, one of the strongest regions in the state this year has been Tampa Bay. The unemployment rate there just 3.3%, which indicates full employment, and the city remains at the center for job growth. So things are happening.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's good
we
news
just need
for us.
more inventory.
Yes.
I have lots of buyers looking.
Yeah, exactly. But we're back up against the inventory.
Again, when you go out there and you see that house, you have to jump. You have to jump on it.
You got to get creative about
One
the way.
yesterday, just wanted to walk around, and by the time they thought about it, it was gone.
Yeah.
So you have to be ready.
A strategy would be too also to put in the offer and just initially put in the offer, tie it up during your inspection period. That's
right.
a strategy. You got to be
absolutely.
careful with that because there's ethical guidelines you got to be careful of, but something that you could talk to your broker about, your real estate agent about. So let's when we come back from break, we're going to come back here. We're going to jump into our feel good story. We're going to jump into our lightning round, and we're going to bring Jay Smith back into the conversation as well. Jay Smith, longtime friend of the program, home inspector, real estate, commercial, residential real estate, and I believe 5 or 6 counties around here in Tampa Bay as well. So stay with us here, Consumer Quarterback Show. Former slave escapes to the U.S., competed in the Olympics twice, joins the Air Force to give back. Check out this cool story when we come back. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rhymes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right through the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-670-7372. Online at ConsumerQB.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at ConsumerQB.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-670-7372.
Didn't know what was going on there, did they? Yeah. All right, welcome back. Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP Realty, helping you win in any marketplace. That is the goal of our show. We're going to help educate, entertain, enlighten, and we want to engage you to help you win. We'd love for you to reach out, ConsumerQB.com, PlatinumMVPRealty.com for our real estate listings. And you can also do an evaluation there, seller evaluation tool at PlatinumMVPRealty.com. 5127 27th Avenue South in Gulfport. This is a nice investment property available for you. A great opportunity in Gulfport, 5127 27th Avenue. Great buying opportunity here. It's a duplex, cash flow. There's an extra unit in the back as well. That is a guest home as well. So $350,000. Great property from Platinum MVP Realty. All right, back here in studio, Ruth Watkins in the house, Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, the Snoop Dogg, and let's jump into our feel-good story of the week.
Tell me something good.
So this former slave, he escaped to the United States. He competed in the Olympics twice. Now he's joining the Air Force to give back. So this gentleman, Mr. Maker, has lived an extraordinary life, enduring countless hardships, which included escaping slavery twice. Maker went on to earn a college education, competed in the Olympics twice, and has now joined the United States Air Force to give back. A refugee from South Sudan, Maker was captured and enslaved twice during his early childhood. When I was captured, I was forced to be a slave laborer. I wish I would wash dishes or do anything else they needed to get by. I slept in a small cell and rarely got to eat, but not always. I was very excited to come to the U.S., Maker said. Once in the U.S., Maker promised himself that he would give a better future to his children than the one he had, and only way to do that was through education and determination. Maker would go on to develop his running skills to the point where he competed in 2 Olympics. He ran in the men's marathon as an unaffiliated athlete in 2012 Summer Olympics in London. He also ran in the men's marathon as an athlete for South Sudan in the 26 Summer Olympics in Rio. At 33, Maker is now a dental assistant currently in technical training, according to an Air Force press release. And all of the things I've accomplished, I've derived from opportunities here in the U.S. has afforded me, Maker said. According to the release, when I first came to America, I didn't have hardly anything, but with the support and opportunity this country has given me, I've been able to completely change my life. Feel good story right there.
Absolutely. Mental determination.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. Overcoming the odds, and sometimes we talk about the entrepreneurial spirit, the immigrants that come to the country. We're all immigrants at some point, but when you think about, sometimes the wealth, when you look at wealth that's passed down, the rich dad, the trust fund kids, these guys, they're not working hard. They don't have that determination, that hard work, those skill sets that come with that. And people from that type of a perspective that have that hunger, that drive, those are the people that you see succeed and that you want to model. So.
And be thankful for how good it is here in the United States. I mean, things like that are still happening in those countries. It's not like it's over with. It's still out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes we take that for granted. We look at some of the stuff, garbage going on in the mainstream media, and you think, oh man, well this and that. They make it sound so bad, but really when you break it down, you look at what we have and the opportunities that we have afforded to us. It's a much different picture.
Like home ownership.
Yes, that's right.
Gratitude can be found every day, everywhere. But like you said, earning it is different than being given it.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. The politics, the stuff gets a little bit nauseating sometimes, but ultimately you break it down and you think about, okay, what can I do to make a difference? What can I do in my daily life? How can I help more people? How can I, in the great Jim Rohn, he always talked about, the more people, how to get what you want in life is to help other people get what they want. Yeah. So Ruth, you're doing a great job of that with the mortgage side. Jay, you're doing that with helping people with homes. So, when you think about the real estate side of things, it's a great economy. I mean, as this article talked about, we've got one of the lowest unemployment rates here in the Bay Area, in Florida, that is, and there's a lot of opportunities. So I think some of the other misnomers that people have, down payment. How much do I have to put down? That's another big one.
Well, you can put in as little as $0. If you're in a USDA qualifying area or you're a veteran, there's a $0 down.
Right.
You've got FHA at 3.5%. You've got conforming Fannie Mae Home Ready program. 3%. So, it's very affordable to be able to come up and you can scrape up that down payment. And also with the down payment assistance program, there should be nothing holding you back except for your own stable income, and the fact that you're paying rent already. And I see so many people that are literally paying $300-$400 more in rent than they would if they would own their own home.
Right.
It's just like they haven't taken that step to talk about it. And
that's it.
And by doing that, and when you lay it out on paper, and it's kind of like you lay it out for them to see, it's like an aha moment.
Yeah, exactly. Rent versus own analysis basically is what you're talking about. So if you are a renter out there and you're thinking about getting into home ownership, what we'd like to do is offer you a rent versus own analysis. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to break down the numbers for you on a spreadsheet. So text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying to 813-670-7372. Pull out your phone, give us a text or a call, 813-670-7372. And if you're paying rent, you want to text the word rent and the amount of rent that you're paying. This way we'll complete a rent versus own analysis, breaking down the numbers for you.
Yeah, because even if you say, well, okay, next year, well, what happens next year when we've had this appreciation that you've lost by being a renter?
Yep.
Not only that, is that payment going to go up and your cost to buy is going to go up. So nothing is better than the moment, the exact moment. Find out what you can do and get counseled and then put your plan together.
Yeah.
It's,
That's right. Lightning round.
The lightning round.
Top tips, nuggets of advice. We'll go with Jay Smith here. Nuggets of advice, parting words of wisdom.
Well, my big thing is I don't care what you're buying. If it's a mobile home, it's a condo, it's a house, a new house, any one of them. If you're investing in properties and doing multifamilies, we inspect them all.
Yeah.
Call us out. Just did a 55 unit the other day. So the investors are in town. They're buying things up.
Nice. So 55 unit apartment.
Yep.
Wow. Very cool. Where's that at?
Plant City.
Out in Plant City. Yeah, that's a big time move, man. That's a big money play right there. Buying investment properties, being able to take advantage of the market right now. I mean, to find the inventory, I think is the challenge.
Yeah.
All right, Ruth.
I would say just, especially if you're a renter, just kind of sit there and ask yourself when you're looking around at the things that you might want to do if it belonged to you, and notice that either you can't or you're sinking your hard-earned money into someone else's property.
Yeah.
I see that a lot where they've literally upgraded, put in improvements, and they're getting a zero return on that.
Yeah, exactly.
Zero return.
Yeah.
So it's time to get off the fence. We can see where the market is heading. We can see the appreciation. We can see the rates are going to be increasing. And, if you shout it from the mountaintops, you just have to keep doing that so people will take a break from their daily lives to make that phone call and find out what they actually can do.
Yeah.
Even if we are low in inventory, they'll be ready with financing when that home pops up.
Yeah, because you can't throw the cool parties, right?
That's right.
If you're a renter, you can't throw as cool a party. So get out there and own. All right, Jay Smith. What else?
What else? Get out there and enjoy life.
Yeah.
We live in Florida. We're going to have a little bit lower temperatures for a few days. Get out, go to the beach, go do something.
Everyone else will still be jealous.
Get out early, right? Like I went to go meet a friend on Clearwater Beach a couple weeks ago, and I went late in the afternoon. I couldn't believe where I had to turn. I made a U-turn. I was like, no way, I'm not going.
Everybody
It was at what is it, Cleveland, right there?
Yep.
Going across to the beach. That's where traffic started backing up.
Wow.
And I just did a U-turn. I texted him and said, I'm not coming.
See ya.
That's too much of a fight to get to the beach. But, just for another, 4 or 5 weeks, right? Traffic will start subsiding in April.
You got the start of spring break. So,
yeah.
We'll still going to have pretty steady. And I don't notice as much traffic depletion. Doesn't seem like the snowbirds are really making that much of a difference anymore. We're growing so much, we just have traffic all the time.
Yeah, and the infrastructure is a challenge. We do have interstate systems that are good, but those side streets, man, there's not much you can do there.
Nope. But staying busy.
Learn the back roads.
The good things and the bad things of the growth. I'll keep bringing them.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
everything's good with growth.
Yeah, and with the overall economy too. That's one thing that we look at too, Scott. Looks like the governor is going to be reacting to the whole gun issue. So it looks like he's put, I think it was like $500 million toward education or something, some kind of new program.
Combination of things, more security, the education, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. I had a conversation with my daughter's school, and I said that makes like a common sense thing. Let's have the detectors at the front of the door.
Yeah.
That's going to scare the kids from even bringing them on the campus.
Yep.
Hopefully.
So, and then they went to name tags too. You got to wear a lanyard around your neck, so that way everybody has a lanyard on. So yeah, there's some common sense things that it's long overdue due that we're finally getting around to doing. So that's good stuff. We're closing out the show here. Ruth Watkins, thanks for coming in. GSF Mortgage.
Thank you very much.
TeamGoLoans.com.
That's right.
And Jay Smith, A Snoop Inspection, and a longtime friend of the program. What is it? ASnoopInspection.com? A-Snoop.
A-Snoop.com. You can get to our website. Give the office a call, 813-345-2600. Help you any day.
Awesome. All right. All of our experts are at consumerqb.com as well. You can see all of our expert contributors, consumerqb.com. Click on the expert contributors tab. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Pack up some food, some clothing, hand it to that person that you see in need. Be a force for good in the community. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, at Brandon Rhymes 1. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Contact Brandon Rhymes at 813-670-7372. That's 813-670-7372. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show. Weekday afternoons at 5 on AM 1380. The Biz.